You got to give Milwaukee credit. Uh, they found a way. They scrapped and found a way to get a win. I thought we played a solid first half. We let Chris Middleton get a little loose at the beginning of the third, and once he started rolling, that gave him some confidence. And a great team like that, when they get confidence, they're hard to slow down. They found something that was working well, pick and roll between Middleton and Lopez, and they went to it, and that got them going. And it was a good test for us, especially down the stretch in a one-possession game, because we made some mistakes that we probably won't make, or that we hopefully won't make if we're ever fortunate enough to see them again. But great team. Our guys fought. They fought a little bit longer, and they got the win.
What was your just view of that?
What's that?
What was your just view of that altercation toward the end?
I don't know. I mean, it looked like Brooke and Trey had words, got a little tangled up, and it was really nothing. No punches were thrown or anything like that. So it's it's a heated contest, and emotions are flowing, and the littlest thing can set anybody off, and those two got at it a little bit. But like I said, it's all in love.
Mike,
That's love in basketball, that's right.
I know you haven't seen or watched the film yet, but if this were like game one of a playoff series, what kind of adjustments would you try to incorporate or make if you were to see a team like this again or have a similar night?
Well, one thing is, we have to handle like Chris Middleton and Brooke Lopez pick and roll, and we'd have to do a better job on Chris. Like Chris, I just thought was too comfortable to start the third, and we can't let any of their guys play with comfort. They got to feel us the whole game. And, he walked into a three. He got to the rim a couple of times, and it was just too easy for him, and with not much resistance. So that has to be the biggest adjustment, is we got to play this thing for 48 minutes, and they got to feel us for 48 minutes. And then, like I said, that pick and roll was tough to deal with. Giannis is Giannis. He's a load. We got to keep trying to help out and continue to try to force others to beat us. And if we do, if somebody else beats you, then you kind of live with it. But you can't have Chris at the point of attack to start the third just play as easy and free flowing as he did. And then, like I said, it took us a little bit of time to adjust to his and Brooks pick and roll game. And once we did, we started flowing again, and then we made a couple of mistakes down the stretch too. We, HB and Foxy were involved in pick and rolls, and our switches weren't good. And when they weren't good, every time we paid the piper for it. Chris hit a three. One time, Drew Holiday slipped to the rim, and Kevin had to go in and tag, and I think it was Grayson Allen hit a three. So. So there's some things we can clean up where we know we can be better, but Mike Budenholzer does a heck of a job with that team. You got to give him and his staff a lot of credit, and their players.
Mike, when Giannis is going like that, I know he's super difficult to guard and a multiple-time MVP, but what, as a coach, what can you do schematically to try to slow him down and prevent him from getting downhill like he did tonight?
I thought early in the game we took the hit, but I thought in the second half we moved out of the way a couple of times when we could have taken the hit. So if you're going to play against those guys, you're going to have to sacrifice your body, and you're going to have to get ran over. And it might not just be one time. It might be a couple of 2-3 times during the course of the ball game. If you don't, you ain't going to beat them dudes, because Giannis is too long, too quick, too powerful, too athletic, getting downhill. So that has to be the first priority. The second one is, you can run a second guy at him, from time to time. We didn't think that we needed to, But I do think, and it'd be interesting to go back and see it, but I do think in the second half we possibly had a couple of times where we could have taken a hit, but we didn't.
Yeah, Coach, outside of that willingness to take a hit, did anything else stand out to you that you felt like you were doing well in that first half defensively that kept them off the line and allowed you guys to get turnovers and out on the other end?
Yeah, I thought defensively our aggressiveness, especially on the ball, our ability to shrink on the weak side and still get out the shooters, all that was there, and you like to see that, and it just we have to have some carryover, and we didn't have much of that carryover in the second. We had it in spurts, and but again, if they're scoring like that, we're not having a chance to get out and hurt them in transition as if they're missing shots like they did in the first half.
Mike, is there anything from your perspective, I don't know, good or anything you can glean about seeing your team like stand up for itself in a situation like what happened tonight at the end of that game? Things are only going to get more intense, and I imagine that's a quality that you want in a playoff team is some level of toughness and that physicality.
100%. I don't know what happened, but so we ain't taking no shit from nobody. Trust me on that. And they all gonna have each other's back in there. That don't mean we gonna go out there and start something. We're not, but we gonna stand up for ourselves and each other.
Mike, just the intensity of that game. How good is it for your team to feel that, and so they know what's coming as we get closer to the playoffs?
Oh, it's great because that's a championship caliber staff, a championship caliber team. A lot of those players won at a high level for many years. They're veteran guys. Nucleus has played together for a lot of years, and so they know what it takes to hit somebody in the mouth, not just for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but to keep at it for close to 48 minutes. And matching that or exceeding their level of intensity is a challenge for us. And it was good for us to go through that and experience it and not back down.
Coach, we did lose by fewer points than we did last time, so that's an improvement. Are there any positives that you can take away? What are the things that you like that the players were doing tonight?
No, there's a lot of positives, and it's obviously there's no quote-unquote moral victories, but our guys played hard. They tried to do the right thing throughout most of the game. They tried to share the ball. We told them we got to shoot a lot of threes. I think we got up 50 threes, I thought we did. And we gave up a couple of offensive rebounds on free throw situations, which we got to clean up. But a team that size, 5 offensive rebounds now, they shot a high percentage from the field, so there wasn't a ton. But for them to get 5 offensive rebounds throughout the course of the game, knowing that 2 of them came off of free throw situations, that's not bad. So I mean, I don't want to sit here and sound like it's gloom and doom, because it's not. There were positives out there, but at the end of the day, we lost, and we didn't execute down the stretch. We didn't make Chris Middleton feel us at the beginning of the second half, and it caused that snowball effect. So like I said, we can build off of this. And we're not going to win every game down the stretch, and you hope you can learn from the games you win and lose, and hopefully we'll learn from this, knowing that we can't take nothing for granted, especially when they have great players throughout their lineup.
Hey, Coach. In the early first quarter, you call a quick timeout after Giannis got his first bucket. What do you talk to the players? Is it about the defense things?
Yeah, it was a defensive breakdown we had. Giannis drove the ball. We didn't have our help come from the weak side to take a charge. And so I want to remind our guys that we got to be there for one another, especially when he's dribbling downhill. We got to make sure that paint's crowded. We come over, we take the hit, and we protect our teammates, and we didn't do it. So I just had to let them know that we got to do it if we're going to have a chance to win. We took a couple of hits after that, but we didn't get back to it in the second half.
Yeah, Coach, there were a couple plays late in that fourth quarter that you ISO'd HB around the nail on Chris and then went 4 out outside of him. What was the thought process with that play?
We felt like, HB, being an experienced veteran, had an opportunity. We felt to go one-on-one and score against Chris because the way Kevin was shooting the ball, we didn't think they'd help. But they did help one time, and Kevin came off of a handoff and got a great look. I think he ended up missing the shot. So And then another time HB scored. I don't know what, he ended up going right and kind of flipping it out. I'm not sure what happened the third time. I can't remember quite what happened the third time. But again, we just thought that that would generate some looks for us. And I know 2 of the 3 possessions that we did it generated great looks for us. Thank you, guys.